Ben here. It's Wednesday, it's WIP Wednesday. Now, before we get started, there is a very important thing I'd like to bring to your attention. We've got a new email address just for WIP Wednesday, which is wipwednesdaybhpc@gmail.com. Please share your hobby goodness to that email address. We're trying very hard to try and make our communications a bit easier for us. We get a lot of emails every week and sometimes we miss really important emails. So what we'd like to do is get all of you guys who are submitting some great hobby stuff to us to use that email address, which is wipwednesdaybhpc Bonehead podcast, right? At gmail.com. So from now on, if you could share your hobby to that email instead of our main email, that would be awesome. That will really help us be able to get back to people individually who need things from us, for example, missing packages or great ideas. It will just help us with our communication a bit. So thank you so much for helping us out with that. In the meantime, every Wednesday we get together and we have a look at all the crazy hobby goodness that is going on out there from you absolute superstars in the community. So, without further ado, let's have a look. And the first thing we've got today is from Joni. Guess it's not WIP anymore since I managed to finish it today, but here you go. Also, we need games on the channel with teams like Khorne, Chaos Renegades, OWA, etc. in the channel. Don't worry, dude. We are working on it. We've got some cool stuff lined up and some better ways of doing things, which I am personally very excited about. But talking about being very excited, how good is this Khorne team? So, I mean, lovely detail here. We've got some great highlighting. The skull has been done perfectly. And we can see... Oh, we've got the full Weatherman hand here. Right, what you can see here is that kind of... Whether you've painted a light colour or a dark colour and worked your way up, going back in and redefining crevices is a really good way to make the highlights even brighter by painting into the shades. It's a really clever way to do things. Now, I love this. The finished article is great. We've got some great blending here, some lovely shade on the red, and, I mean, it takes ages to paint in all the gold edges on some of the Khorne armour, but this is cool too. We've got a Khorne dog, nice bit of pink on the armour as well. Excellent work here with the silver. You don't necessarily think about silver as being the highlight colour for gold, but I think you'll agree it works brilliantly, and there's two ways to achieve that. There's to do a very thin line to just get the shine, and then there's to have a scratchy line as well that looks like it's been beaten and scratched off. I mean, big fan of armour, wearing armour, debris armour, fatigue. It works really well for what we do, which is Blood Bowl. So absolutely really cool. Alright, now this is absolutely wicked. This is the Bloodspawn from Forge World. So this is the Big Daddy himself. And there's some beautiful bits of highlighting in here. Beautiful job on the orange helmet. That's excellent. You can see we've got that painted in shade recess as well. It's a really good way to highlight light colours. Just like this helmet here, where you kind of got the bright bit painted in with block colour. Works beautifully. Lovely flesh tone as well. So absolutely really cool. I think we've got an overall team picture here as well. Excellent work on the flesh. A ton of effort's gone in there. And a different skin tone. That's really good. Is that painted? It looks like it's painted in shade on the flesh tone. And then highlights layered up as well. This is a really well done paint scheme. Love a bit of the gore on the base, and I love that you've varied up the skin tones. The Blood Seekers are beautiful machines of death. I love the Khorne team. It's so good. Wow, look at the paint job on the face there. That is really cool. And a nice little bit of armor degradation, a little bit of damage there over on by the number. That's a really cool way to kind of sell the story too. I'm really hoping we've got a whole team shot. There we go, we do. That's fantastic. Let's zoom out, see if we can get the whole team in the shot. Yeah, that is a very cool Khorne team. Now, I'm interested to see how you do with them on the pitch. I've done pretty well with my Khorne team. I lost to Ogres, which was a bit painful. That was my test game, but league-wise, gone pretty well. They are mighty. You have to undercommit as opposed to overcommit with Khorne, but they can come out beautifully, and this team looks absolutely fantastic. So, Joni, absolutely brilliant job there. Thank you very much for sharing. Oh, we've got some stuff here. What is this? What are we doing here? Okay, so this is Kathy, and oh, that's a cool project. Okay, so Kathy says, hey Ben, just recently got into Blood Bowl and quickly got addicted. Yeah, fantastic. I've decided that my team, the Morktown Mashers, needed their own stadium. I'm currently 3D printing and painting this. Okay, so this is the end goal. This is what Kathy's working towards. And, oh, we got some bits. Blimmin' heck, that's massive. Jeez, this is work. So far, I've only finished the entrance. Probably going to take the better part of a year to finish and probably about a year to print. This is gigantic, but I'm having a blast. Here are some photos of the first bit, the Mork Stadium for the Morktown Mashers spitting out onto the pitch. Yeah, that is just so cool, isn't it? Well, I love this kind of stuff. Stadiums are they're a big investment in space. Time is fine, right? We've got teams. If you paint a stadium, you're not painting like 4 teams. That's a fair trade if you've got one team that you love running. But this is massive. Like, this is actually massive. And storing something that large is kind of the kind of thing, if you've got your own hobby room, it would be amazing. So, I don't know, in the future we need to get one. But this is really cool. I mean, man, do I need to build a stadium? I think at some point I'm going to have to give in, Kathy, and build a stadium. But no, absolutely super job. Thanks for the great podcast, and I'll keep you posted as I finish more and more parts. Please do, because, yeah, the more stadiums you people share with me, the more likely I am to give in and build one, which is terrifying. Next up, we've got Harry. Hi, guys. Been a while since I've worked on a Blood Bowl project, but I recently completed my Underworld team that I got for Christmas. Got the Metal Rat Ogre from Facebook Marketplace, and after some research, it turns out it's one of the 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy ones. I glued in a ball to his open mouth, and boom, he's ready for the pitch. All right, wicked. Yeah, it's one of the 6th edition dudes. The basing on this is really outrageously good. Let's see, can I zoom in and then scoot across so you guys can get a nice shot of that Rat Ogre? And these bases are just fantastic. The team looks really, really lovely, but the bases just finish them off really nicely. Anyway, I've got carried away. He's ready for some ball. I'll either use it as a mutated Rat Ogre or as a Hackflem stand-in. Interesting. My favourite part of this project was the basing. It's corkscrew milliput mix with a paper straw for the pipe. Nice. The milliput was textured with some rolled up tin foil and some lines carved in it while it was setting. The toxic waste was Gorilla Glue clear with some green paints mixed in until I got a colour I liked. Mostly Billitan green and Tesseract glow. Okay, that makes sense. That's a very bright colour. Although it did ruin the rest of the unused glue. So when I add snotlings to this, I'm going to have to get another bottle. I don't have any easy access to resin, so I used what I had. No, it's a classic way of doing it. We used to do it with PVA glue. And it worked brilliantly back in as well. It wouldn't have worked as thick as this. This has come out super nicely. Like, really impressive. I love the colour scheme as well. I love the glow that you've got on the go. The basing is excellent. Using milliput to build up around it as well is a really cool way to theme your team, and it looks great. I love the colour scheme as well. That purple and green is really classic Blood Bowl. Looks really good, and I love that you've gone all the effort of finishing them off. Full-on decals and everything. At some point in the future, I'll get 2 boxes of ogres so I can use the snotlings from that box to complete this team fully. That's a really good idea. Or you could just buy a snotling team. But what's the right way to do it? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the ogre team, and you can just use the Noblars as well as have a full ogre team to go with it. Finally, I'm wondering if you have any advice for running Underworld's team post nerf, as I'm wondering the best way to go about building the team if I ever ran it in the league. Okay, first of all, we'll have a look at your bases. Really nicely done. You can see the kind of the work that's gone into that, like with the tinfoil bit. Secondly, Underworld post nerf, really not that bad. League, the whole tier thing does not matter at all. From a team build point of view, you end up losing a goblin and taking 2 or 3 snotlings instead. Okay, that's the only kind of change. It makes you overall slightly weaker, but your team value will still be low. You will still have access to snotlings. It just means that you can't bring a snotling on for free. You have to have a snotling on to bring a snotling on. So instead of running 2 snotlings, you want to run 5 snotlings instead of, you know, that extra goblin. It will make you feel more vulnerable, but it will keep that 12th player on for Underworld so much of the time, and that's really important for the Rat Ogre and just in general how the team plays. TV should be low enough to keep Hackflem on. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You know, just takes it from what, 66%, 65% win rate in tournament. It's going to drop them down to 55 league. Underworld, they get bloated anyway, because you do tend to score. You know, Skaven get bloated in the way that kind of Elfin superstars do. So you're not going to have Hack Flame access too long anyway. Great team. Absolutely brilliant team. You'll love the challenge. Hey, we've got Paladin Demo here. Some Battletech update on the teams coming soon. The Ghost of Kiev and the Red Baron was the inspiration. Yeah, fantastic. I love seeing a bit of Battletech on the go. Oh, man, I don't see enough Battletech flyers. Really cool stuff. And straight in to more really cool stuff. Okay, next up we've got Dennis. Hey Ben, my name is Dennis and I come back to Blood Bowl end of last year. My first team were the Snotlings because that's a lovely and freaky team. Yep, absolutely. Now I've painted a Snotling team, an Elven Union team, the Imperial Nobility and Black Orc are test schemes for the team. The Chaos Dwarf team I'm painting at the moment, and the second Troll. The Beastman is from my wife. In October, I'll go to my first tournament, EU rules, but I don't know which team. I really like your podcast and your team development, etc. helps me a lot. Thank you very much. Happy blocking from Germany. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at some of your teams and then we'll talk tournaments. Right, love the paint scheme. This is the Grebo Hobgoblins. They are so good. And here's the Snotling team. It's I like the kind of Christmas theme with the hats. That works really well. Snotlings are a great place to start for Blood Bowl. If you are not new to the hobby, they're a great place to start. If you're new to the gaming part, then they are tough to run. But if you are not new to the game and you're not new to painting, Snotlings are a wicked place to go, and this is a really lovely team. I like the Beastman. That's really good. See, the addition of a coloured stripe is really, really solid, and I've got to say that is really lovely basing too. Lovely edge highlighting on the blue, really pops it out. Oh, the Elven Union team looks great. Big fan of that teal combo, and painting the bases up looks really, really, really good. Really sharp team, and again, you've gone for the stripes on the legs. It just breaks up the colour scheme. You've got Imperial Nobility test here as well. Ooh, green and red. I love that combination. I think that's a famous Imperial Nobility city, Empire City. And Black Orcs, nice work on the armour. Really nice work on the skin and the bone there. And yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. Really, really, really cool. Next up, we got Jonathan. Hey, Ben. Thanks for showing my dwarves on WIP Wednesday a few weeks ago. I've just finished my Chaos Renegades team. It's been a bit of a slow burner for a while, but I'm glad they're all done now. I can't wait to give the team a run out. A mixture of old and new models, and there are some old models in here that I love. The Renegade linemen are very old plastic human models from the 1988 edition of Blood Bowl and hold up incredibly well. The Age of Sigmar rat seems like it was made to be a Blood Bowl player as well. Regards, Jonathan. Right, this is wicked. Couple of great things here. Look at how soft the paint scheme is. Look at that. That is just incredible. So both on the Ogre and the Rat Ogre, that flesh tone is phenomenal. Okay, so look at this guy. The shading, the painting is just really, 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 really nice. Like, that's such a soft look. Like, I'm just super impressed with this. I'm not sure how you've achieved that, but it looks really, really, really nice. And you've pulled it off with the black on the armor here as well, which is just amazing. So these are the linemen from the Blue Box Edition 1988 second edition Blood Bowl, the one with the polystyrene astrogranic pitch. And all the orcs, all the humans, one pose. They're different color base rings to identify them as blitzers, blockers, etc. Every team had access to the same amount of players. This is a beautiful job. Really lovely soft black there. Nice bit of edge highlighting and superb detail on the face. Takes these 30-something year old models and just brings them up to a standard that is equal to today's. And you've got a great myriad of miniatures here. That's a first edition Dark Elf, second edition Goblin, first edition Human. First edition Orc, maybe? I don't know. Maybe second edition. Anyway, well, I guess second edition and first edition had the same models, didn't they? Doesn't really matter. Lovely team, lovely scheme, just really nicely done. And there's the group shot. Yeah, that rat ogre belongs, doesn't it? And the fantasy battle ogre troll works beautifully too. But excellent job with the lineman on that one. Oh, ho, ho. We've got a giant. This is amazing. Look at the base there. Man, this is wicked to see. Right, who's this? Who is this? This is Mike. Hey, Ben and Ben. First of all, thanks for all the amazing Blood Bowl content you guys are creating. I love it, and it's my go-to resource for tips and advice, which recently landed me my first 2-turn touchdown with my humans, thanks to your walkthrough of the heavy flank setup. Brilliant. Dude, so glad that we can help. Use with caution, but awesome. After being a long time lurker on your channel, I finally jumped into sharing some of the stuff I've been working on of late. As you say, this is all about sharing all things hobby, and with the amount of inspiration I've got from previous episodes, I wanted to share some of my stuff, and who knows, maybe give some inspiration back. Undoubtedly, this will be the case. You will. This alone is inspiring me, especially since WIP Wednesday has become one of my favourite podcast highlights of the week. Fantastic. It's mine too. I've recently finished the first half. What are you talking about? Nobility? Where's the information about the giant? I love this. I recently finished the first half of Nobility from the Blood Bowl 2020 box. And with the bases and numbers still missing, they are technically still WIP. It was a more time-consuming paint job than I expected, but I'm rather pleased with the result. However, I'll take a break from all that gold and paint something else just before finishing the rest of the team. That should also give me enough time to come up with the most important thing for any Blood Bowl team, the name. The names. Oh, yeah. I also recently finished painting up 2 refs, which was a lot of fun, and of course I had to make sure that since everything is played by the book, they had the correct book with them. Finally, I have noticed that you have a certain fondness for big guys, so I've included a project I finished during lockdown that I'm rather proud of. In my opinion, still one of the best sculpts out there for this guy, and it took an eternity to paint. I tried to match the colour scheme to the Denver Broncos uniform to time him with my ogre team, and he will hopefully assist them at some point in the future. Hope you like it, and thanks for all the great stuff you produce for our community. Happy hobbying, Foreman Mike /Anders. Dude, this is awesome. Where to start? Let's start in an unexpected place. Let's use this as an example of excellent white painting. Look at that. Very crisp, clear edge highlighting there. Just allows that colour to really pop. And, I mean, we can just go from there. This is awesome. I think this is the Punga Giant. But, I mean, you've got damage on the knuckles. The basing is excellent. Can we see the basing on the screen, or am I in the way? That is really cool. I clearly need to adjust the camera setup for WIP Wednesday. But this is so good. We got a bunch of wicked details in there. The knuckle damage is really, really, really special. The detail on the face is really nice. But look at the damage to the armor there is just superb. And it's a giant. And I love that you've got the rotten corpse of what has to be a Pittsburgh Steelers player there as well, which is very exciting. No, that is just an absolute superb piece of art. I love that you've done the book. The referees are great. The giant is so cool. That is a Rams player on the other side. Oh, this is just wicked. Absolutely super. And, right, this is a heck of a paint scheme. Alright, lovely highlighting there, even on the green. And a beautiful shade on the red. With some nice added stripes. Yeah, I'm not surprised this is a full-on scheme. It looks really lovely. And for nobility, when you go for that sharp, shiny look, absolutely superb. I mean, look at the... I guess they're called spot highlights, but it's almost non-metallic metal. These patches of highlight here on the burgundy armor. Absolutely brilliant. A really cool project. Yeah, that's just so good. I wouldn't even attempt that, but that is beautifully done. So yeah, I love that they've got the rulebook there as well. That is so cool. Oh, look at that. That is clean. That is a really clean scheme. And highlighting there, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Really wonderful. Look at the highlighting here. Yeah, this is... Look, if this is what happens when you take your time with painting, then it is paying off. Because this is super cool. Non-metallic metal there as well. Ooh, boy. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, the basing of the giant is absolutely tip-top. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really, really, really cool. Okeydokey. What do we got? We got David. Hey, Benz. So I have a few more of the trashy beach ogres for you today. Oh dear. Brings the team up to all bar one ogre painted and the riotous rookies and tokens to go. Also, please find one of my trogs from my AOS side project. Okay, cool. Love a bit of Trogoth. Keep up the good work, and thanks for clarifying the scatter deviate issue on top 5 mistakes. Top 5 mistakes is great to see what everyone was struggling with so that we can try and just help out. I thought that was quite cool. So thank you for Trashfire, I think, recommended us to do that. Absolutely wicked. So these are the beach ogres. We've seen some of these before, but it's all based on beach stuff. So this one's got a Starbucks, I think, which is very cool. With the shopping bag, with the Noblar in. It's an excellent, excellent, excellent design style. I mean, the ogre models are just fantastic. And the Forge World expansion ones. Yeah, that's superb. All right, napkin on the head, the giant beer on the go. Love it. That is absolutely wonderful. Ooh, and this must be the last one. With some brilliant sculpting going on. The top knot on the top of the head there is coming along really nicely. I mean, this is just a brilliant commitment to theme, and it's so good to see. When someone gets inspired like this, it's just so good. Oh, wicked Trogoth. Okay, cool to see the purple. The drawl on the face is excellent commitment as well. There's some really cool stuff there. Love some big guys, and yeah, executed brilliantly. Okay, next we have got Stephan. Hey Ben, corn. Nearly finished the Bloodseekers and wanted to share them with you. I added the team numbers in the dark tongue on the armor pieces from the 6th edition Warhammer Hordes of Chaos army book, my favourite. The orange book with the big hulking Chaos Warrior, Prague burning in the background. Man, that was a sweet book. That was the best time of Warhammer. Now, just some orders left to do and to add more skulls on all the bases. Yep, Khorne will be pleased. Decided to go for the Skull Takers as the team name. Not as much thought out as my other team names, but then it is Khorne, and thinking is not his style. Does it sound good to you? Absolutely. If you want to add a bit more depth, you can have a look in that 6th edition War. Yeah, they've got a map bit, I think, of Norska. You might be able to pick a place name and then be the Skull Takers, just for maximum fluff. Anyway, you guys are great. Thank you, and enjoy your week. Skulls from Hong Kong, Stephan. Dude, wicked. Absolutely wicked. I mean, I love the color scheme. Really nicely done white armor. I mean, I feel like white is the theme of the episode today, but being able to paint in that shade, I'm not sure if you've used contrast as a shading agent or anything, but the white looks crisp, which just means that spattered blood stands out brilliantly. And hand painting the numbers is very cool. But I will say, using the numbers on the base that humans can read, that is classy behaviour. I approve of that massively. But this is really cool. I like the black and green as a background to it as well. That's a really lovely colour combination. I mean, really well done white, but actually they're backing with a really natural colour. It looks almost oriental. Really sweet. Very cool. I'm excited to see how the Skull Takers go, because looking really cool. Next up, we have got Chris R. Greetings, Mr. Ben. Finally finished the repaint of my Orc team. You've already seen a few of these, but I've included them anyway for completion's sake. The Blitzers are all modified linemen because I hate the Games Workshop Orc Blitzer. All in the same pose. Mixed in some leftover 40k Orc bits from years gone by, plastic card, and a cut-up Games Workshop Blitzer. The blue is a bit of a holdover from my last failure of an Orc team, as those Blitzers had blue top knots. With this project done, I'm going to do some more work on battle tech stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Likely just a company's worth. 12 mechs, 4 of which are a commission. But for my next Blood Bowl team, I would like you to pick. I've got a Punga Snotling team build around having a giant, the Punga Savage Orc team that we played as a Khorne team, or the Punga Nurgle Chaos team. All 3 are already printed, so no worries there. Best regards, Chris. PS Discord link, blink. Yep, I need to do that. I will do that. Right, so Snotlings from Punga, Savage Orcs from Punga, or Nurgle from Punga. Oh, if you go Snotlings, you can kind of tie it into this team. The Nurgle one is a really good opportunity to like flex some gross painting style. But I'm going to say go full out, get that Savage Orc team done. You've nailed Orcs beautifully, so it shouldn't take you too long. And being able to play as Khorne gives you a really good bit of variety. So go Savage Orcs, the newest team out there as well. So really exciting. The second month dropped this month. Has it dropped? It has dropped, so the full whack is there. Go for Savage Orcs. That would be my take. Anyway, this team is gorgeous. Beautiful extra detailing. The highlighting is brilliant. The extreme highlighting on the edges of the armor and the flesh tone really makes them pop. You've got damaged metal bits as well. You've got scritches and scratches. Absolutely brilliant. The troll just makes it, and a great way of blending in those orcs. So you've got some 40k bits in there, alternative heads, plasticard bits. I mean, orcs take conversions like nothing else, and it's so cool to see. I mean, painting style is beautiful, basing is beautiful, but the conversion pieces are so good, and these are the brute fun orcs to finish it off. Absolutely brilliant. And that is the Forge World throw, isn't it? With his baggy tracksuit bottoms, which I always thought was quite entertaining. Really sweet. And that troll, just to see it, it's just a great model. Next up, we've got James. Hey Ben, sorry to send 2 emails this week, but I've had an absolute shocker. Having been poorly, but still attempting to get my Lizard team pitch ready, I spent over 24 hours in 2 days painting. I love that. I then sacked it off about 2100 hours to go to bed, disappointed in how little I seem to have accomplished. It happens. Got up early, was chuffed to see a negative lateral flow result, so I packed my stuff and set off for Steel Bowl. 40 miles later, I parked up outside it to find it closed. I waited a while as I was early, but the street seemed deserted, which I considered to be a bit odd. I checked the calendar and I realised I was a day early. Oh, dude, that is just so brutal. My condolences, that's the worst. I drove home and put in another 12-hour shift painting and basing the models. Still not 100% finished, but they will do for tonight. I'm up in 6 hours, so calling it quits. I've attached some photos of the team so far. Thanks again for all you do. Warmest regards, James. Just brutal, but it's paid off. They say things happen for a reason, and although I appreciate the drive time may have been a bit brutal, but this team is so sharp. I love the scheme. The gold and the white go beautifully together, and that white is just where it goes with the teal and the red, and you've got some lovely highlighting on the teal as well. It's really sharp. It's a really stark scheme. I love it. It looks really good. And that Croxagore is a beast as well. I love that you've gone to the effort of doing the mud for the bases there, James, as well. So good. Let us know how you got on at Steel Bowl. Next up, we've got Pablo. Hey Ben, Pablo here again, sending you what I think is your favourite miniature from the Fanath Dwarf team, the Mighty Death Roller. And you are mighty right, because this is such a good model, and you have done a heck of a job here, Pablo. This is wonderful. Right, what do we got? This miniature is really amazing and a good challenge for any painter. The driver with the beer, the wood and the roller, everything has charisma. I'd like to see more dwarf rosters with this positional because it really shines on the pitch. Keep on with your daily videos. You are the best. Best regards, Pablo. Not quite daily at the moment, but working on getting back up there. This is so good. Oh, Fanath. That team is the best dwarf team out there. Just so good. And you've done a heck of a job here, Pablo. The detail, the armor, the face, the different textures on the wood there, the beer flowing out the cup. It's just such a cool model. You've got the free-handed, the dwarf logo, the metal work. You've even you've done the stitches on the leather pouches. This is gorgeous. Absolutely brilliant. There should be more rosters with the Dwarf Death Roller. It should just be half the price. It's too expensive to get on the pitch. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Just use it as Mighty Zug. It's the best way to do it. Fantastic, Pablo. Thank you very much for sharing. That's so cool. Okay, got some cool stuff here from Rob now. Hey Ben, thought it was about time I sent something in as I've been watching your content for a while now. Great stuff, by the way. Thanks, Rob. I've recently started on my Wood Elf team, the Wild Hearts Tongue Wanderers. I very much enjoyed watching the Wild Hunters games. Fantastic. I decided to try a different skin tone to normal. Painted enough normal Wood Elves in late 90s. The intent was the colour of fresh conkers. The bodysuit's aiming for the colour of a russet apple. Man, I love russets. What did Tiff bring home the other day? She brought home potatoes and chucked them in the fruit bowl. And so I came downstairs at lunchtime and I was like, oh, just mooching around. And I was like, oh, Tiff bought russets. And I was just gutted to find out that she'd actually just bought baked potatoes. But through the packet, it had that kind of, well, you know what colour it was? It was this colour, because you've pulled it off beautifully. I'd originally planned on pupils in the eyes, but decided they looked pretty cool without. Early days yet, but looking forward to getting some more painted up. They've been under the knife a little bit, like all my teams, swapping legs around, etc. So I don't have any duplicate models. At my rate of painting, I reckon I'll be finished by about Christmas. Maybe I'll send some pictures of my Orc and Snotling teams in the meantime. Please do. This is really cool. Look at the glow on that skin. Just the glow on all of this. This is really well done. The blending is really nice, and you get this otherworldly vibe from both these models with the work on the gem, the highlights, the skin, that glow in the eyes. This is gorgeous, and the basing really sets it off. This is going to be an absolute monster of a team. But Rob, I will say this is not the coolest thing you've sent in today. It is absolutely this. Speaking of orcs, I've also sent you a picture from a WIP book of monsters my 6-year-old son has been working on with my help. He told me what to write. He's not played Blood Bowl yet, but as you can see, I've started his education. Cheers. More soon, Rob. This is awesome. Okay, so we've got this from Rob Jr.'s Book of Monsters. Orcs. Orcs are big and strong and have swamp green skin. They like to fight and play Blood Bowl and sometimes eat people. That seems fair. You can defeat an orc by poking it in the eye and then stabbing it. Well, he's not wrong. Absolutely awesome. That's just so good. That is so good. And we go straight into more good stuff. This is Dan. Hey Ben, I've just completed a mini league with 3 friends. We play home and away fixtures using your team's special pitch rules for your home games. Oh, that's a cool way of doing it, actually. Next season, we're going to use the free star player draft from the Almanac, and each of us are creating a mercenary from Death Zone that anyone can hire as well. Should be interesting. That's exactly where Death Zone shines, is if you've got a regular group that's happy to play with the extra rules and add that element to it. So good. Absolutely, really the best way to play. I'll be getting the last pick of star players though, as I won the league with 5 wins. Congratulations. 5 wins at a draw for my 6 games with this team, the Grottenham Rotspurs. Nice. I mean, Nurgle are underrated. We've seen a couple of really great competitors at our tournaments run very well with Nurgle. You just have to be so patient with them and just pick your battles. But winning a league, superb job, and the team looks gorgeous as well. The highlighting is fantastic. That green skin is just disgusting. This pallid skin that you've got for the Pestigors and the Rotspawn is horrific. I commend you. Absolutely smashing job. And then we've got Max Spleen Ripper as well. The WIP is Max Spleen Ripper, a potential signing for the season ahead. Ooh. So you get last pick of star players in the next round. What team are you taking in the next league? It doesn't really matter. Max is a good model for anybody that can run a chainsaw. Awesome model. Beautiful work on the gore splatter there. The fact you've got it kind of going with the motion of the chainsaw. Next level. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, this is just a heck of a day. I'm enjoying myself. Okie dokie. Next one is from Heydos. Hey Ben, after watching your review of the Brute Fun Lizards, I jumped on and purchased their troll for my 2016 Orc team, the West Coast Wyverns. And I just want to zoom in already on this because this is really nice. This is really interesting. Okay, an Ogre Star player. I went crazy and painted the troll in one day. It was a great model to paint. I primed it black all over, and then a white zenithal spray over the top and slightly to the sides. I then painted in all the skin in contrast Plague Bearer flesh, waited for it to dry, and then did an all-over wash of Beal Tan green. Once that was dry, I used my airbrush to very slightly add spots of Druchii Violet to the back of arms, top of head, inner ears, and feet veins. The rest of my Wyverns team is hidden in my Instagram, painting by Hayden. So, Hotel Alpha Yankee Delta Echo November Hotel. If the painting is like this, then I think it's definitely worth checking out. The flesh is great. That's a clever way of doing it. Looks really nice. This armor, just awesome. Like, that looks like it's been left in a pile somewhere for like a decade. Absolutely gorgeous metalware. Apparently today's white and metalware is the topics of today. We haven't seen any. We've only seen a couple of bits of grey orange, but I mean, you've done a superb job of picking out all the contact points on the armor to really just get that damage in. Again on the knee pads, and I love the skin tone. It just looks really cool. That is a really cool model and a really cool paint job, and I love how much we're seeing of John's models because he's done a great job. Next up, we've got Noah. Hey Ben, thought I'd send over some pictures of my Goblin team. I've had some struggles with 3D printing a team, which is a shame. Stupid printer screen broke. Oh, then the front screen broke as well. So after much trials and headaches, just decided to go with the bog standard Games Workshop team. However, after watching a recent WIP Wednesday, I'm now thinking of making a second team from the AOS stuff. Yeah, it's tempting, right? But we'll see. It's my first time painting since getting back into the hobby, having stopped in 2012. I feel like most gamers have like this little hiatus and they come back to it and it's just even more passionate. It's brilliant. However, discover the joys of Army Painter speed paints. Lots learned, use them over white, not cover the model in yellow, then try and do the grey on top, but I think they've turned out okay. Need to finish off Fungus, who I think has turned out awesome and is a fantastic model with some metallics on the spikes and a few touch-ups, but ready to go and set them loose in the league, hopefully soon. All the best, Noah. Okay, love a Goblin team, and I like that you've used the speed paints, because I was going to say, that is a really nicely done yellow. Look, the Games Workshop Goblin team, despite being an expensive way to do it, is great. I love these Goblin models. I really do. Like, it's really tough because Underworld is one of my favourite teams because Skaven and Goblins. And these Goblin models are really, really, really cool. But you kind of want to start converting them up. Nice breakdown of this, like, nice colour splitting. Excellent job there highlighting each of the colours, but in the same way with a little break in between to really maximise it. That's a really nice job. And these are great. Fungus is a really good model. I haven't picked him up yet, but I think I might have to because it is a... I'll do a little painting stream or something. Ben loves doing that kind of stuff, but the team looks fantastic. Nothing wrong with giving up going for the Games Workshop route, and my sincere condolences on the... That is a lovely yellow. Is that Army Painter speed paint? What time does Entoyment close? Can I get down to Entoyment? Would that upset Tiff if I was to abandon her? Closes at 10. I could go get some speed paints because this is... You might have sold me speed paints here because that yellow is sharp. That works really nicely. That red works really nicely too. Oh no. I can feel myself getting poorer. It's 7 o'clock. Entoyment's an hour away. Probably should eat as well. Eating's cheating. Anyway, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think I'm going to go driving in a minute. Anyway, cool. Right, Harley is next, and this is really cool. So, hey Ben, just watched your video on the Fanath Chaos team. So, I guess I have to share mine as I'm currently working on it. Dude, that is what we're here for. I love it, especially the Orc Minotaur. I think that might mean Orc. Oh, it's the beef. It's an extinct wild ox of Europe, dude. I mean, I did not know that. This is wicked. Anyway, these guys are just amazing, and the models are so good. It's going to be a big change after playing Elf Union. Thank you for all the content. Good evening, Harley. Yes, Chaos Elfen Union. Oh, you're going to love it, man. Everybody punches at like 2 dice. Every blitz is going to be a 2-die blitz. If you're running the Minotaur, you're going to have an absolute flipping whale of a time. No whales in this team, just Orcs apparently. And Rams, and I love this beast dude in the background. Beautiful job on the flesh tones. Excellent work on the armor. And, oh right, stop everything Who is this and where? That's awesome. Is that your ogre? Oh, I like that. That's sweet. Beautiful job on these guys as well. I think that middle guy is Fanath as well. These tokens are Fanath. I need to pick them up, actually. Chainsaw, dude. Who's the... I am failing tonight. This is gorgeous. Oh, and you've done one of each colour for the Chaos Gods, which I love. Yes. Oh, so good. When I was looking at them, got them here. I was thinking, oh, that guy would go off Khorne. Nurgle, yes. Tzeentch, yes, because he's got the horns like the Thousand Sun bit on the chest as well. Yeah, love it. Perfect. Great job picking out the red face on the armour there as well. Beautiful team. Beautifully done. And the Minotaur's cool, isn't it? Oh, yeah. It's a great team. Thank you very much for sharing. That's so cool, Harley. That's really, really, really cool. And next up, we've got Samuel. Hey, Ben. Our friends over at Florida Bowl are putting together a tournament on the... Other way around, Ben. 2nd of April. That was harder than it should have been. At Cool Comics and Games in Cape Coral, Florida. Below are the details for the Florida Blood Bowl Facebook group. I've also attached my current WIP, which will be my team for this tournament, the New Orc Giants. Love it. We want to get some people together to meet and greet each other and get together on a regular basis for some Blood Bowl action. We will have somebody over to beat the drum for the NAF, a global organisation to join and have your Blood Bowl games scored and recorded. James Luff will hopefully be there to tell you all about it. James Luff does a lot of great work in the community. As for the tourney, we will keep it simple and sweet. 1.1 million to recruit your team, including rerolls, dedicated fans up to 5 and staff. No star players. Okay, 1.1 million, no star players. All coaches will be able to give 3 players a regular skill, 1 player a special skill or characteristic increase. So that means 3 primaries, 1 secondary or a characteristic increase. Upgrading a big one costs double, so they cannot get a special skill or characteristic increase. All games will be played with the same team, no advancement or casualties. Starting fee will be $10. All of which will be given out as prizes to the winners. Tourney is capped at 16 players. We'll go for 4 rounds. Kickoff is at 10:30. Doors open at 10. Please bring your team, 2 rosters, dice, templates, boards. We will allow any recognised team, but there will be a few new players, so keep it simple if you can. Alright, wicked. 1.1 million. Maybe 4 skills with a characteristic increase, but penalising big guys. Whoa. You're pushing it there. I like that. I mean, Orcs is a great roster. Orcs is a great roster. Orcs are a great roster. Orc team is great roster. Is nice. Blood Bowl. Wicked paint scheme. Love you've gone for the proper theme. And I love the stripes. The stripes really sell it. I see those stripes and I just see Eli Manning being absolutely wrecked for 15 years or however long he played. Bless him. He did win many games. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, there we go. Got a bit of damage on the armor. Absolutely perfect. Loving the scheme. Loving the team. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really, really cool. Thank you ever so much for sharing. And yep, good luck at the tournament. Orcs are pretty decent. Next up, we've got Will. Hey, Ben. It's been a little while since I sent anything in for my WIP Wednesday, so I thought I'd send you the pictures of my giant. I always read things like that, and I'm always like, it's been a while since my last WIP confession. It's kind of how I see it. I have no one to confess my WIP to. I should probably confess it to you guys. I did nothing. Actually, that's not fair. I did things. I just can't show you them, but they're cool. Is it next week's episode of the show? Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, the concept was that just that his strip was made up of scraps of other teams that he'd played against. He's had some light kit bashing to get a shoulder pad made from a barrel and to fit an Imperial Nobility lineman in his hand. Recently had a laugh in a small tournament with a giant and ogre team. Just waiting to start the next league with my ogres now. Happy blocking, Will. Dude, you're winning, man. Ogres with a giant. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They should be able to roster a flipping giant. I mean, excellent job. I love this. Using different uniforms to build it up. But the thing I really want to see, a nice bit of conversion there with the eagle from the nobility team, is this here. Putting an Imperial Nobility lineman in the hand of the giant. So good. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. Next up, we've got Plague Father Mike. Hey Ben, discovered the channel just before Christmas and I've been loving the content. I have a massive pile of Blood Bowl shame / opportunity, both Games Workshop stuff and third-party models. I was inspired by your videos to get a Snotling team, which I painted up the other week. Which I painted up in about a week and broke the dam a bit. Now I'm catching up on old projects. After finishing the Snotlings with a super simple scheme, I went back and finally finished the teams in the core box, the Nobility and Black Orcs. There are 2 trolls because I plan on adding Goblins and Orcs so that I can run the 3 different teams. Says, sorry, not the best lighting on photos. Right, that is super teams. Is a super concept. We keep meaning to talk about this on the podcast because there's a bunch of different teams that you can buy together and paint together to maximize your efficiency in rosters. This is a great example. You have Black Orcs, Orcs, Goblins together. You can even kind of chuck Snotlings in there as well, so you can kind of use the trolls cross-purpose. You group them all together. It's a great way to do this. Absolutely love it. Next up, I'm working on models for the College of Shadows from the Dungeon Bowl box. Just joined a local league and looking forward to playing some Blood Bowl. Keep up the good work. I hope we get to see some more Dungeon Bowl matches. Plague Father Mike. There will be Dungeon Bowl, and it will be soon because we filmed 3 games at the weekend. And oh, it's good fun. Teleporters, man. Yeah. Anyway, love this. Absolutely brilliant. Right, the green is great. The basing's perfect. You've done some lovely highlights there. Simple purple scheme. And the dark wood absolutely is a superb choice. It seems simple, but look, it makes it go really well. Black, purple, great combination of colours. I love this. And I love this too. Beautiful white. Now, white, gold, green goes together really, really well. I love that you've painted the edges of your bases. I meant to do that for Dungeon Bowl, but I didn't. But it's okay. There's still time. I love this. This is so cool. And this is gorgeous, right? This is proper. Oh, what's the yellow dudes from 40k? Not the freebooters. Oh, there's a bunch of you out there that play 40k that are like, Ben, it's this. Oh, there's an orc clan in 40k, Flashgits, I think, who are just wealthy in the way of orc teeth. They're yellow and they've got cool stuff. This is a great scheme. I love the flames. I love the trolls. The trolls being nice bright colours works as well. Yellow is such a good combination with green. Oh, I never have my Packers mug here. I need another Packers mug. This is great. Sharp yellow and flexing it out to bundle in with goblins. See, you already started working on it. You got your fanatic in the background there. Absolutely ace. Absolutely love it. That's superb. Okie dokie, next up we got Felix. Hey Ben, got back into Blood Bowl with a few mates recently after too many years away and I'm loving it. I hope you like pictures of the 3 teams I've painted so far. Nobility, the Marionberg Manor Wars. Yeah, Marionberg represent. The Black Orcs, the Troll Tooth Passers, my childhood favourite, the Skaven, the Doomtown Rats, and the 2 biased referees. Over lockdown, I painted 2 armies for 40k, so the Blood Bowl teams have been a refreshing change and so much fun to paint too. What 40k have you painted? Because 2 armies of 40k is about 89 leagues of Blood Bowl. Unless it's knights, in which case maybe it's knights. There's a new codex coming, isn't there? There's some stuff was leaked today. Anyway, I found your channel recently and have been devouring the content. Please keep up the very good work. All the best, Felix. Felix, thank you very much. And talking of very good work, the biased referees, beautifully done. Excellent work on the stripes. We're going to do that thing where I zoom in on a thing that you can all see anyway. But when it comes to highlighting lines, you can see Felix done a great job here of picking up on the areas that should be dark, even for the light areas, and beautifully done. And a wonderful ginger beard. Great big bushy beard. Hello, this is a great scheme. Solid orc skin. I feel like you've got some experience with orcs here, but that black armor with the red, it pops. It's like a Black Widow armor scheme, and I really love it. Really love it. The Troll Tooth Passers is a great scheme. Beautiful job. Excellent basing. Like, really solid finish. That is an excellent Blood Bowl team. That is a really rich red, and it goes so well with the beaten up black armor. Superb job. And I thought this was lovely too. So the Marionberg Manor Wars. We need to get together and come up with like a mini league supplement for games of Blood Bowl in Marionberg. There's loads of money. Could be great. Could be great. This is really sharp though. Beautiful yellow, beautiful blue to go with it. I do love nobility. You got Griff there with his bird. It's strange that he's got a bird. I've never understood that. But it's a beautiful model and a beautiful team. Excellent different hair colours there. The yellow hair is really good. Blonde is what it's called, Ben. Yes. What colour hair did they have? Yellow. Not quite, but this is really great. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Really cool. Love the scheme and love this. This vibrant red goes so well with that black. It's proper sporty. And I am a huge fan of that. Right, now let me see. I've got my... Yeah, it is this one here. So, this is the Skaven team. The Doomtown Rats. There we go. Cool. I thought it was. Right, lovely. Dude, love this. This is superb. Like, this is a great rust gouger. We haven't seen very many of them on the channel. It's a pricey model, but he's big, isn't it? It's really cool. And actually, it's really nice to be able to see him next to the Rat Ogre. The new Rat Ogre is good too, but love the colour scheme. That blue works really well because it mixes in nicely with the grimy dirt, and your purple as an accent colour there goes really well with the green, and the fact you've done the lines as green glowing warpstone is sweet too. Really nice flesh detail on all of these players. A nice bit of blending there as well. Love a Skaven team, and you have not disappointed. So good. Here we go. Next up is Alex. Hey again. Did really well in the tournament with Skinks. I played them the same as the Fumble team. 2 crested, having Dauntless. Nice. 2 chameleons, the Crocs. And so I could still qualify for the Stunty Cup. I used the Saurus as Zug. Nice. That way I had 2 Strength 5 models and the Skinks. I did much better than expected, ending up getting the Stunty Cup with a lot of lucky rolls. This is my Pro Elf team. I'm currently using in my league. I only finished 1 so far. Hoping to get the whole team done by the end. Thank you for the content again. It's awesome. I'm looking forward to the Dungeon Bowl soon. Also wanted to say how awesome everyone was at the event. Played against some really great coaches. Alex, first of all, what a proper bright elf scheme this is. Elven Union are great. League is... it has got better because you're scoring more touchdowns, which means you're getting more money, which means when this guy dies, and when this guy dies, and when this guy dies, and this guy dies as well, and when this guy dies, you can actually afford to replace them. Now, in the old edition, because the money was literally roll a dice, LOL, probably the thing I least liked, you could just get absolutely murdered, and you'd never recover. In this time now, you've got elves. You'll be scoring plenty of TDs, which means you'll get plenty of gold, which means you'll be able to afford most of your positional replacement. So love it. Absolutely love it. Love the scheme. Beautiful finish. And I love this so much too. Really, really, really great job. And going for that themey kind of play where you've got the Fumble style team. Absolutely brilliant. The School of Hard Blocks. I was gutted. I couldn't make it. I hope it went really, really well, though. It sounds like it did. And I'm not surprised because a lot of those coaches and a lot of the guys who come to our events, so they're good folks. This is jelly. This has got to be jelly. It is jelly. Hey, Ben. Finished the second batch of players for the Grebo Chorfs. What really annoys me is that I keep finding those print support spots after I've started painting my minis. Next time, I need to be more thorough cleaning those up, as they annoy me more than the print lines on the flat areas, as with a dark paint they aren't noticeable. The mascot and the cheerleader have really grown on me though. Would never have gotten these if they hadn't come with the Kickstarter, but they were a ton of fun to paint. Now, on to the Hobgoblins. P.S. Shameless plug here, I've just started an Instagram page at jelly_paints_minis, where I started posting all of my mini paintings, so if anyone is interested, yes, check out jelly_paints_minis, because jelly is just outrageously good, as we're about to look and find out. So this is the Grebo Chorf Kickstarter, best Chaos Dwarf team out there. Bull Centaurs are wicked. I did not get the star player, and I really should have got the star player, because this is just wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful paint job. Excellent work on the flesh. You can see a couple of rings on the print with Grebo, but I mean, they're only noticeable from a certain angle. It's remarkable. The quality of their models is very cool. Oh yeah, I love a big Minotaur. What an absolute beast. I mean, Jelly is incredible at those flat orange pieces. It just does a really great job. That's such a great model. I really need to finish painting mine. Hey, so these are this is the cheerleader and the assistant coach, I guess. Absolutely brilliant. That's something that we don't get a chance to paint very often, is the extra dudes, because they're not needed. But they are such good fun to paint, and they've done a great job here, and Jelly's done an absolutely superb job here. 3 centaurs. They need to bring back the centaur star player, and then it's on to the hobgoblins for Jelly. Absolutely superb. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap up there. I'm going to contemplate going across and getting some painty goodness from Entoyment, but I might cook dinner instead. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing. Do not forget, we have changed the email to whipwednesday bhpc@gmail.com, trying to sort out our communications and just do a better job. That's on me, but this will help me, which please help. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sharing, and happy painting. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content, we get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.